Com. Subscribe to me there. It's the best place to get all of my content, merchandise, ways to get in touch with me, and follow me on all my sites. sjgperspective.com. Please follow me there. Okay, jumping into this video. Justin Trudeau from Canada is a wow, worthless piece of, porky, bacon, syrupy, maple syrupy, milk toast crap weasel. I'm trying not to swear when I talk about this dickwad because he basically just came out. This is some thoughts of mine from my blog. I'm just going to read them, okay? This is from my blog post that I on my site. You can get this article on my site. It says, I listed my blog as, my post is, freedom of expression should have limits. Now, if you know me, you know that's not what I'm saying, but that's what Trudeau is saying, essentially. Trudeau stated that freedom of expression should have limits. So basically like freedom light. How is it that people making jokes about a superstitious prophet of the religion of alleged peace have to limit what they say or think in order to not trigger these backwoods, ignorant, low IQ tools from going on some psychotic, murderous rampage? Then Trudeau has the gonads to tell us that it's our fault for speech that these guys go out and do this. I guess we can't condemn the actions of the radical far-right conservative religious freak zealots alone. That would go against the far-left radical religion of the Church of Intersectional Wokeness, as does free thought and free speech. So the answer to this murderous and heinous crime is to take a closer look at and to condemn free speech. What the actual... I summed up that little blog with, you can eat a bag of maple syrup covered dicks, Justin. Bag of them. Hopefully they're herpes infested. Because, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. We are supposed to monitor what we say and monitor what we express, because what we express can trigger some of these backwood zealots, Islamic zealots, to go out and go on a murdering rampage. So we better, there's exactly what he said here was, what Justin said exactly was that we will always defend freedom of expression, but freedom of expression is not without limits. Okay, here's the problem with that. Where does the limit start? Where does the limit stop? Right? When you start to chip away and weaken freedom of speech. The only thing to good or bad speech is more speech. To fight it, to condemn it. Short of, here's the limit, here's what we already have on paper, at least here in America, is that when you make a call to action, right? When you say, okay, let's meet up, I think we need to kill X, Y, and Z. You need to go out and kill X, Y, or do this or do that. You make a call to action that is against the law. Pulling a fire alarm in a crowded theater, right? That is a cause of action that is going to potentially cause people to get directly hurt. So when you call to action, there's the line. Now, people will argue, yeah, but when you talk and you feed and you talk about all the terrible things X, Y, and Z, whoever you want to talk about does, that feeds into people's actions and they can go out and do it. Potentially, but so does just anything at that point. Locking down authoritarianly, in an authoritarian manner, locking down how people think and what they can say never ends well. It always ends in more and more authoritarian, totalitarian crackdowns. That's what happens. We're not to blame for these here. We're not to blame, for a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is not to blame for this, for a teacher who was beheaded by Islamist terrorists for showing his class Charlie Hebdo's cartoons of Muhammad after one Muslim pupil complained to her parents and sparked community outrage. Wait, so they're outraged and they go out and kill someone? I thought that was only the Salafists, the really extremists, that are giving all Muslims a bad name. But right here it talks about how it sparked the whole community into outrage. Okay, you're outraged. You don't think your God, your prophet, can handle that? Some defiled what's the word I'm looking for here? Some degenerate, right? I can't think of the word right now that I'm looking for, but some degenerate, apostate, infidel. There's a word. You don't think your God, your Muhammad, your prophet can say, okay, they know not what they say. I know that's the God I believe in says when they were mocking him and when they were doing stuff to him, say, forgive them, God. They know not what they do. Okay, but no, you believe, many of you believe, many of the Muslims and the extremists believe that you can go out and you should behead people for this. So then Justin Trudeau and Macron came out and spoke out against it. And then what happens to them? They get all this pushback, and Trudeau's like, well, it's terrible. It's heinous that these people got stabbed from this guy who just got cleared out of quarantine, right? This migrant got cleared out of quarantine and comes in and kills 3 people, screaming, Allah Akbar, God is great. Now, I don't think he died, unfortunately, when the cops shot him like 14 times. But he killed 3 people, 2 or 3 people, violently. What the motive was there, we don't know, but it was shortly after this teacher gets decapitated for the Charlie Hebdo cartoons, which the Charlie Hebdo cartoons that were making fun of Muhammad, love and peace be upon him, whatever it is. They were that caused a shooting back in the day when that happened, a massacre. So this is not our fault, and we should no way in any way, shape, or form. Here's where I'm beefed up about. We should no way be slapped on our hands. Or you know what, the freedom of expression, it has its limits. I mean, yes, this is terrible. We should defend freedom of expression and freedom of speech, but to a limit. I mean, you don't want to make fun of the Prophet Muhammad. Dear God, man, that will spark outrage in the Muslims communities. And who knows, they may go out and decapitate somebody because someone said something about their God. I am a person of faith. But I would never think of killing someone because they made fun of or they mocked my God. My God's big enough to handle his own business. So anyways, it frustrates the hell out of me, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is all ridiculous. And Macron and Trudeau can eat a bag of yucks. Okay, that's SJG Perspective. Please like and subscribe. If you're not, share this video. Probably get me in trouble. It doesn't matter. Go to sjgperspective.com. sjgperspective.com, and follow me on all the other sites that I have up there that won't get me in trouble, that are censorship free. And there's a lot of them, like Odyssey and DLive. So you can follow me. You can find those links at SJG Perspective. You can also find a bunch of other stuff. It's a good place to go, so check it out. And we will talk to you real soon. It's SJG Perspective. Have a great night, and I'm out. Bye.